On today's episode, we're going to be looking at the past Labor Day weekends over the last 10 years to find correlations, surprises, and to see overall what it is about Labor Day weekend that makes it special for the movies. Let's get started.
This is Off the Break Podcast, presented by Silver Screen Insider.
Welcome, everyone, to Off the Break Podcast. I'm Cody. With me are Eric and Kyle.
Hey.
Hello.
It is so slow this week.
It's the slowest news
Oh my
week of my life.
Not a lot happening. Not a lot going on in the box office.
I feel so worthless.
Yeah.
We don't have to get that depressing
No.
about it.
So we're kind of scraping the barrel here on our Friday podcast. We skipped Tuesday altogether.
Yeah.
We were like,
Once
there's not.
Tuesday hit, we were like, uh-oh.
Well,
We're in trouble.
how much could we say about Happy Time Murders that was not already said?
Yeah, pretty much.
So we thought, hey, it's kind of a slow week. Let's look over past weekends, Labor Day weekend specifically, with the 3-day Labor Day weekend, and see, maybe what we could kind of figure out might be in store for us this weekend.
It's kind of melancholy going back through the Labor Day
Yeah.
weekends because there's so many movies that I remember seeing and going to see in the theaters, and all of a sudden it's like, oh geez, that was already like 8 years ago.
Yeah,
like, oh.
there were some surprises in there. We went back all the way to 2008 and looked over the weekends, and some of the films from 08, 09, I'm kind of like, that's really 10 years old? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I mean, when we looked at 2008, like, The Dark Knight was still in third, and I think its numbers
Yeah, after what?
increased
You said,
after
like, the
7
7th
weeks.
weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Well, I
just stuff
remember-
like that where we were just like, oh, there is...
I remember when it came
Years
out,
went by.
and it just seemed like it never ever left the theater. It was just
Yeah.
always there.
Yeah.
I saw it like 3 times.
Mhm.
Most of the people I knew kept going back.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I noticed going back through those years was that there was a lot of movies that stayed that were really popular, but when it came to like the releases of that weekend, it's just stuff that
Yeah.
no one cared about. Like,
Well, I
no
mean,
one
this year
wanted
is
to-
really no different. Well, what was
Okay.
what was ahead of Dark Knight in 2008
in
during?
Yeah, let's go to
In
2008
2008,
first.
we'll only talk about the top 5 films as we go through,
Yeah,
because really,
sounds fair.
and some notable mentions in the top 10. But in 2008, we had a number 1 in its 3rd week of release, Tropic Thunder.
Such a good movie.
It was so fun.
It's
That was
gotten
at
so much
number
better for me over time.
Oh yeah,
It's hilarious.
that was also a great year for comedies as well, if I remember right. Like Tropic Thunder was just one of many where, overall, like it was just a great year for them.
Well, it is one of a few comedies in the top 10, which is hard. You don't see
Ooh.
that too much
Yeah.
anymore. In
They
number
don't make
2,
them like they used to.
in the number 2 spot, we had Babylon AD, which I mistook for Battlefield Earth, and we had a mini discussion about who was in that movie.
I think you could consider that a comedy, just
Yeah.
not the traditional kind.
And number 3 was The Dark Knight,
Hmm.
in its 7th week of release.
It's just
So-
crazy.
Yeah.
Then number 4 was The House Bunny with Anna Faris, and that was in its 2nd week of release. And number 5 was Traitor.
Had Don Cheadle and Jeff Daniels in it.
Did it?
Yeah,
Okay.
I saw the
I-
previews
It's
and
so
the
bad.
That's an
lots of rental
interesting-
copy cover art at my
Yeah.
old job.
Weird.
Okay, and that was opening weekend. That
Yeah.
and Babylon AD were opening weekend, Labor Day weekend openings. Then, because it's a little relevant, in 2008, in the number 8th place over Labor Day weekend, Mamma Mia, the original.
How many weeks was that in?
That was its 7th week of release.
Oh, 7th. Okay.
It came out the same weekend, apparently, as Dark Knight, which was also in its 7th week of release. So those two puppies held on strong.
And they're still being talked about to this day.
Dark Knight
More
is
so Dark Knight than Mamma Mia, but the sequel just came out not too long
Yeah.
ago.
No, that
so-
is cool though.
sequel came
It
out.
is interesting. One thing that's always been interesting to me is if there's like a agreed upon sort of cutoff period where a movie you can start calling it like an all-time great movie or like a classic movie. Like is 10 years long enough? Is 20 years like?
Guys, do you want to know what number 10 was that year?
Sure.
Star Wars: The Clone Wars.
Ew.
Oh, that animated movie.
Ew.
Yeah, okay.
That was a thing. And number 9 was Pineapple Express, which I was kind of surprised. I don't know why. I just didn't think it was that old.
James Franco's changed a lot in the years. Well, maybe he hasn't changed it at all.
No.
Who knows?
I think the layers of him just getting revealed a lot more as the years have gone on. Still the same guy, but we just learned a lot more about him.
But I think it is cool that. Well, of those, I guess Tropic Thunder still kind of talked about, like, in terms of comedies.
Yeah.
But just necessarily, like, great or important, significant movies, Dark Knight is probably going to be talked about for decades to come.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. So 2008 was kind of interesting year. I think we all kind of lit up
I think that was
one.
like the year I really started getting into movies.
Oh.
Like, just, I was like, hey, I like these.
Good year. Good year for
it
that.
It was a good year.
Then in 2009, moving on, 2009, we have in number 1, in its second week of release, The Final Destination.
Which is probably like the fifth or sixth
yeah,
one.
in the,
Yeah, who
that
knows?
series.
I don't know why
Then-
series always have to do that to their titles.
Then number 2, in its third week of release, Inglourious Bastards.
So good.
Oh, that wasn't.
As-
For some reason, I thought that was an October release or something.
I still remember that vividly in the theater.
Yeah.
Weinstein.
Ew.
Then
We don't speak of that name here.
in number 3, we had All About Steve. In 4,
I feel like nobody
Film
even remembers
Gamer.
that movie.
I could not tell you what that
it has
was.
Sandra Bullock in it, and she's
Oh.
ridiculous and annoying. I forget what her thing is, but all I know is that
What's her deal?
Bradley Cooper's also in it. I think he's Steve, and I can't remember, but it looked terrible.
Yeah, then Gamer.
He's definitely come a long ways.
Is Gamer the one where
It's Gerard Butler.
Yeah, and they take like a video gamer, but then he like starts shoot like it's real world.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see it.
What?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I remember the previews and stuff,
Right.
but I can't remember if it was like an Ender's Game ripoff or.
I think it was for adults.
Yeah.
I don't have a clue what that.
Yeah, it had,
I
it
don't
had
know
like a
what's the-
remix of some Eurythmics song in the trailer, I think.
Wow,
Maybe
that's
it was-
more than I remember. I just
I-
remember Gerard Butler and some like Ender's Game type.
You guys could
situation.
totally
I was a
be
freshman,
making
yeah.
this up, and I wouldn't. Have
No, I was a
clue.
freshman in high school, and one of my friends was so excited about that movie, and I just I couldn't understand why.
Then number 5 was District 9, and other
Great movie.
I remember that movie.
notable mentions from that year. Julie and Julia. Halloween
Oh yeah,
2,
that was like when Amy Adams was still kind of up and
Right.
coming.
Yeah,
G.I. Joe Rise of Cobra.
that was when Channing Tatum was trying to be a thing.
I thought G.I. Joe Rise of Cobra, was that the second one?
Oh wait, was that the second one?
No, Retaliation.
Okay,
Oh,
so
that was
then
the
that
second
was
one.
the
Yeah.
one with Channing Tatum.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Not the
Who
one
was
where they
he?
kill him in the first like 2 minutes.
I never
of the
saw
movie.
Wasn't
either
he
of those
Joe?
movies. I guess I don't
wait,
really
no,
know
that's
G.I.
not
Joe
right.
either.
That's not what Joe is. Never mind.
He was G.I. Joe himself.
I don't think
No.
so.
Is there a
I don't
Joe?
It
think
was
that's
part
right.
of the Joes.
I'm trying to remember.
Is there an
It's
actual
been
Joe?
years since I was attached to G.I.
I
Joe.
never saw it. I don't know.
I never saw them.
much. It's okay.
The extent of my relationship with that franchise is a really badass Snake Eyes toy when I was a kid.
No, I do the one shining moment of G.I. Joe, because I saw that. I did see that in the theater. What I remember from that was, oh god, I think it probably was Snake Eyes. Like there was these awesome fight scenes between like the two ninjas.
Yeah.
Like they would always go
It looks so cool.
head to head, and they were really good. They were awesome to watch. And then you would see Channing Tatum try to learn how to act, and then it was
Was The Rock in
brutal.
those?
he was in the
No,
second
he
one.
was in the next one.
Oh, okay.
And then they killed off Channing Tatum, because even Channing Tatum was
We have The
like-
Rock now. We don't need you.
Well, Tatum was also like, I can't be in this. Even I know this
yeah,
is a
but
bad
that was.
idea.
But unfortunately, that happened after he attained his fame, and he was like on an upward trajectory.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people were pissed. They're like, "Oh no, you killed him in the 2
Yeah.
minutes of the movie."
Was
Yeah,
I
for
think
sure.
Never mind.
So
Magic Mike was 2012.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Magic Mike.
Wait, why do I know that?
Okay. Now we're on to 2010.
Also a good year. Also
Good.
a very good year from what I remember.
Number 1 film this year, notably that there were releases that weekend and they were in the top spots. So at number 1 on its week of release, The American.
I saw that with my parents.
Ooh.
There was a scene that was very uncomfortable for me at that time. I thought it was a very boring movie at the time, but I feel like if I went back and watched it, I'd appreciate it a little
Without
bit
your
more.
without your mom sitting next to you, it might be better.
Weirdly, I think I was more uncomfortable sitting next to my dad.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't that bad, but it was just like,
At the
It all
time, you were
happened.
just
Okay.
like, oh, I don't want to be here.
With
Yeah.
you.
Just in the moments, right?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
looking back, it probably would have been
I was
fine.
never like so embarrassed. I was like, oh god, I gotta get out of here. It's just
Yeah.
like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who starred in that?
George Clooney.
Yeah.
Oh, it was George Clooney. Okay.
Then in number 2, we have Machete.
That's also a great movie.
Yeah.
And
I
that
know.
did that open up?
That opened up,
weekend?
yep, at number 2. And they were
Interesting.
really close. The American was 16 million and Machete was 14, so
Yeah, I remember The American was not a very big movie.
no. No.
Still though, number 1 though.
Machete's kind of like a mini cult movie.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
grown. It's
I
grown.
loved
in
the first one. I never
popularity.
saw the second one.
And then number 3 was Takers, and number
Oh,
4
yeah.
The Last Exorcism, and number 5 Going the Distance. And
I think Takers had
what
Hayden
is-
Christensen, but I can't remember.
Again, like all these
Right.
movies, I'm trying to remember from years ago.
No,
so
I
Takers,
remember a lot of them.
Right.
What was?
I mean, just the
Takers?
trailers and stuff.
That
Takers, I don't know, but I remember it starred Hayden Christensen. I'm like, whoa, Anakin's still acting.
This is kind of like what I was talking about earlier, though. Like, there's a lot of releases during Labor Day weekend where you go back on, and you're just like, I don't remember this, but there's a lot of notable ones that gain in popularity because they.
Well, I
just
just
stay in
have
theaters.
because of I just remembered like previews and posters a lot, and then at my old job before when it was still around, like just
before
stocking
these
movies.
amazing job you're in now.
But, and I would just be stocking rental copies of movies and stuff. I would just see the cover art so much. I would just ingrain it in my memory. I don't know anything about it, but I know about it.
Okay.
So some notable films from 2010 that were also in the top 10 over Labor Day weekend. The Expendables. Oh, that
The
was
first
good.
one?
Yeah, the first one. Then The Other Guys, Eat, Pray,
Oh,
Love.
Other Guys has
You guys-
actually gone on to get quite a following.
it's
Yeah.
better than people give it credit.
Yeah,
for.
I did not like it the first time I watched it, but that's because I was at a drive-in theater, and
Oh,
the
no.
speakers weren't working in the
Oh,
car because you had to
okay.
tune it to the radio
I thought
station.
you meant in general. You were like, I was at a
No,
drive-in
so I didn't
theater.
hear like 60% of it,
Yeah.
and then I watched it again later, and I thought it was pretty funny. Michael Keaton was probably my favorite part.
Yeah, Michael Keaton for sure, and then the teaming of Dwayne Johnson and Samuel L. Jackson.
yeah,
that was a perfect pairing. No one's taken advantage of that since.
that
How
was
can you-
hilarious.
I can't not believe a studio hasn't been like, we got to get these two in a movie. Don't care what it is, just make it. Like how have they missed that?
So
Is Grown Ups on that list? I'm pretty
No.
sure I saw it as a double feature with Grown Ups.
to round out the top 10, we had Eat, Pray, Love,
Yep.
Inception in its 8th
Oh, yeah.
week of release,
Christopher Nolan knows how to make those
Yeah.
long-lasting blockbusters.
and
Yeah, for
Nanny
sure.
McPhee Returns.
There was a sequel,
Yeah.
Yeah. The
Oh, yeah.
sequel is really cute.
is it?
Yeah.
I never
Okay.
saw either of them because I
really
thought she
cute.
looked scary when I saw the
Oh yeah,
previews
she
of the first
definitely
one.
looked scary. But the first one, I don't know. I grew up with Mary Poppins a lot, so to see Nanny McPhee trying to kind of do what it was, but for like a modern day at his time, or a modern
You're like, what is this
version of it as a
blasphemy?
yeah, exactly. I was just like, this.
This isn't Mary Poppins.
Yeah, this isn't what I grew up with. So
Back in my day.
yeah,
Well, so 2010 was pretty strong.
Yeah, it was a
I
great
think
year.
All
Toy
those
Story 3.
films, I think, still stand up. Then we get to 2011.
2011, I remember being a pretty poor year, at least in
Yes.
my opinion, with like movies I look back
Oh
on.
my gosh. Yeah. So the first film was The Help, which was great. That
It
one
is a good
was
movie.
really good.
That was
Oh,
like Jessica
yeah.
Chastain's like
Yeah.
big breakout.
right? Yeah,
Yep. So The
that
Help.
came out. Wow, that came out during.
Emma Stone.
time,
Emma Stone
huh?
was in that too, right?
I believe so.
yeah, she was like
Yeah.
the main person or
And
one of them.
then number 2, The Debt.
Yep.
Number,
Also had Jessica Chastain.
number 3, Apollo 18. I have no idea what either one of those are. Then number 4 was Rise of the Planet of the Apes in its 5th week.
That was a good movie.
Surprisingly good movie.
Yeah.
Only got way better.
Yeah,
So-
for sure.
And then rounding out the top 5, Shark Night 3D.
Okay.
I don't know what that is. So The Debt, Apollo 18, and Shark Night were all opening that
I
weekend.
remember 2011 was the year. Speaking of Jessica Chastain, I think she was in like 6 or 7 movies that year. She was inescapable.
Wow.
Did she get nominated for something?
She was nominated for The Help.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she was in The Help, The Debt, The Tree of Life, Take Shelter.
Wow.
Um,
All those were
How
in
do you-
2011, huh?
How do you just rattle those off?
because I had just recently rewatched Take Shelter, and I was reading about the re-release of Tree of Life. I don't know, because they're all memorable movies.
I just remember going to see Rise of the Planet of the Apes with my friends. We're just like, this is not gonna be good. There's no way.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, I
James
feel like how
Franco
everybody
is-
thought.
like a remake of Planet of the Apes. Come on. And then we came out and we're just like, that was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, everybody was probably still sour from that god-awful Mark Wahlberg
Oh,
reboot
yeah.
from like 2000 or something.
Oh, that
early
was bad.
2000s for
Was
sure.
that? I think that might have been Tim Burton.
And then it only got better in Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. That was probably one
Yeah.
of the best movies of the year when that came out.
Yeah. It didn't get much better after that. Columbiana, Our Idiot Brother,
remember
Spy
Columbiana.
Kids,
I saw
Don't-
Our Idiot Brother.
Don't Be Afraid of the Dark, and the Smurfs movie.
Was Our Idiot
Ew.
Brother a Sandler movie?
No,
Or am
it
I
had
thinking
Paul
of
Rudd.
something else?
Paul
Oh,
Rudd's
Paul
like a
Rudd movie.
stoner homeless guy with a lot of sisters.
Oh, okay.
That's what I remember.
Then moving on to 2012, because 2011 was, except for The Help, not very good.
Rise
we
of the Planet of the
have,
Apes is good.
yeah.
No,
But
it
you're
had
right,
good-
though.
it
Like,
had-
there's
every
a
year
lot
has every year has
yeah,
good
exactly.
movies.
There's a lot of misses in
Yeah,
that year.
every
more
year
than
has good
wins.
movies, but in hindsight, 2011 is definitely one of the weakest years in my memory.
Yeah.
All right, 2012, The Possession was number 1 on its opening weekend, followed by Lawless, a Weinstein film,
It's a
number
good movie.
2.
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy and Shia LaBeouf.
Yep.
I just remember when we had to book it was tough because there was I think
Jessica Chastain. She's in
Yeah.
that movie too.
Is she really? Man, I have
But
to
that's
look
not
Oh,
back on
2011.
that.
That was the other movie I was
Yeah.
thinking of.
Right.
Yeah.
Wasn't there like a tough rape scene in it, or it's talked about or hinted at?
I don't remember.
I think
There's like a
I think there
consensual
was.
love scene with Jessica Chastain and
No,
I
I
think
think-
Tom Hardy.
I think it doesn't the rival, whatever bootleggers come and get her or something. And they have to.
Maybe. I
can't
don't
rem-
know.
I never saw
I feel
it,
like I should
but-
remember that.
Maybe
But-
not. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. Number 3 in its third week, Expendables 2.
I saw that one.
That
Except
one was okay.
I went to
They
the
enjoy- they
bathroom.
enjoy that
I went
weekend.
to the bathroom for Chuck Norris's entrance.
Chuck
was so
Nor-
sad.
Wow,
Chuck
that
Norris
is
was
bad
so
timing.
hyped in that.
I know he
and it was
was.
so lame.
Oh.
I remember that year too. There was a lot of controversy because the first one had been rated R, and I think that one was rated PG.
No, the third one was PG-13.
The third
The
one.
second one was definitely R.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was Bruce Willis in the second one?
No, Chuck Norris was then in the third one. He was in the PG-13
He
one.
had to have been in the second one.
No, I'm pretty sure it was the third one.
I'm pretty sure it was
okay,
the second
I'm
one.
looking it up.
Okay.
So wait, what? Here, what else was? What else was there that weekend then? Expendables 2. Okay, so after that, The Bourne Legacy on its fourth weekend. Wasn't that
that was Jeremy Renner.
right? And Jeremy Renner was getting big at the time. Yeah,
Kinda.
2012.
I don't know.
He was,
I hated that movie just because.
he was in Gone Baby Gone. Wasn't that with him and Ben Affleck
Okay,
at
you're
that time?
correct.
I know.
Darn it.
Wait, no. Gone Baby Gone was what's Casey Affleck?
Casey Affleck.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm thinking of a different Ben Affleck movie then. I can't remember.
Wait,
which
Jeremy
one
Renner
then.
with Ben Affleck?
Yeah, pretty sure.
Oh, Argo?
Maybe it was.
Was
Argo.
Jeremy Renner in that? I think he was.
Argo was in that same year though.
Yeah, it was
just
22.
later.
It won. It was the best picture
Yeah,
winner.
yeah, it was. Great movie, but that has nothing to do with the Labor Day weekend of 2012.
I know.
After Bourne Legacy, it was Paranorman. I always heard great things about it, but at the time,
Yeah, I
like
never
the
saw
stop
Paranorman.
motion animation style wasn't really my thing, and I didn't really get into it until Kubo and the Two Strings, at least.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so like that one I missed, but there's a couple there that I'm starting to recognize more just because.
Yeah. No,
we're
I mean,
getting
of
too
those, I really didn't like Bourne Legacy.
Yeah, that one really suffered from what I remember.
Well, it just felt like it ended in the middle of Act 2.
Yeah.
And I feel like everybody kind of thought that because it ended and everyone's just kind of like, wait, what?
Well, it also didn't
What?
have Matt Damon in it. Like, it was pretty much just
No,
a
it didn't have Matt
spin-off,
Damon,
right?
so that obviously a lot of people are going to not like it.
Mm-hmm.
But for a lot of the movie, you know, it's decent, it's fine. Jeremy Renner's cool. But then it just ends, and it's like, what?
Yeah. It
Oh.
was. I don't know. That one kind of felt like it was hard to tell if Jeremy Renner could be the leading man in like his own franchise type thing. Like, he's great for what he does in Avengers at that point, and he did a bunch of supporting
That is
roles,
interesting. I've
too,
never actually
but
wondered if Jeremy Renner would
I don't think
make
like,
a strong leading guy.
it wasn't like his fault that that movie wasn't received that well, but I
No,
think
it was
like
just
it did
poorly
make
written.
a point of like, if it's not like a really dramatic filled performance, like it's not gonna be in his wheelhouse to be able to
Well,
lead
yeah,
it.
because I love Jeremy Renner, but thinking on all of my favorite movies, it's always like an ensemble movie.
Yeah. Mine is like
Wind River,
maybe.
but
That's like the one exception.
But I guess he has his like the other supporting roles with him for a lot of that movie. There's not a lot of movies where
debatable.
he's carrying it. But
Yeah,
then again, I don't.
guess that's a good
I
point.
don't know. Interesting.
Yeah. So anyway, that just made me think of Jeremy Renner's career, I guess.
Oh my gosh.
2013 though, that was a great year.
Yeah, it's supposed to be getting to that one next, I think.
Oh, no.
I was just looking over some of these, like.
Where's the time
Timothy
gone?
Green, 2016 Obama's
Ew, Odd Life
America.
of Timothy Green. There we go. There's our Dinesh.
Yeah, Dinesh D'Souza.
There's our
going
boy.
strong. I don't think that Death of a Nation is going to make the top 10 this weekend.
No, Death of a Nation doesn't live up to his past stuff. His older work was better. Go back. I want the classic Dinesh back.
Yeah, where's the Hillary movie? All right, 2013. Are you ready? In its third week of release, the #1 film that week.
Give it to me.
Lee Daniels, The Butler.
I saw that movie.
That's a great movie.
I wouldn't say it's a great movie, but I liked it.
I actually have a funny story with that. So you've seen it, Eric?
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
No.
Do you mind if I get
No,
into
go ahead.
Okay,
you
this
know me,
is
I like a good story.
this is a little bit of a spoiler for the movie, so bear with me.
Yeah, it's like
Sorry
5,
about
6
this.
years old.
Yeah, but I don't know. People are weird.
I haven't seen it.
So in the movie, like towards the end of it, there's this scene where the butler who is married to Oprah Winfrey, like they're really getting old in age, and you can see Oprah Winfrey starting to like really go, and she's starting to like pass away. So like there's this scene in the kitchen where like he's doing something, then he turns around and she's just like, you know, she's dead pretty much. And so he goes, so pretty much like the scene is him going, Oprah, I forgot her name, but Oprah, please wake up. And during that scene, I decided it was a good idea to open my bag of Skittles. So, and I'm trying to be quiet, but like an idiot, it doesn't work. So while he's like, Oprah, wake up, and everyone's about to cry, you can just hear me going,
I don't really remember.
like digging for Skittles, hearing me munch them. And I look over to my friend who I didn't know well at the time. Like I was just starting to know him. And like that was his like one of his first memories of me. He's just looking at me with this look of disgust. He's just like, really? Oprah's dying.
I'm glad you've grown a lot more professional.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But the first thing that story made me think of, I can't exactly recall like the structure of that movie, but she doesn't like die in the beginning of the movie, does she?
No, it's at the end. It's
So,
at the
like,
end of the movie.
I just don't know anybody who like saves their movie theater candy until like,
I
like the
think
last
I
10
forgot
minutes
about,
of the
I think it was
movie.
in my
Maybe
pocket
it
and I
was-
forgot
maybe
about
it was
it. I don't
bag
know.
too.
but-
Maybe he had like stickers
Oh man,
or
my
something.
backup, nice.
Yeah.
Bonus bag that I stashed earlier, knowing I would forget.
Yeah, so
So bored. you
So
need
for
to get
whatever
the
reason, I kept
backup.
my Skittles until that moment, and in my brain, I was just like, "This is the perfect
It's
time."
like, oh
to
yes,
eat.
90 minutes into the movie. Now I'm clear to eat
Yeah.
my Skittles.
Yeah, but it is a great movie. I really enjoyed that one.
It is a good movie.
Okay.
It's great.
It's
Up for debate.
it's an average.
It's
Well,
great.
I don't know
Above
if
average.
anybody. There's much debate on this second film, which is awesome. The One Direction, This Is Us movie.
Oof.
You mentioned that to me, and I was like, "They had a movie," but
Oh,
that does make
Oh,
sense.
it was a
At the
sensation.
time, yeah,
Yeah,
at the time they were really big.
Well, what are
and
their fans called?
Directioners.
It doesn't matter.
That's a horrible name if that's actually what
don't
it
know.
is.
I don't know.
No, they have to have a name.
No, at that
I
time,
think they're
like
called Directioners.
That's awful.
at that time, those documentaries for bands like that, like One Direction or I think Bieber, like they were having their own like documentaries type
were.
movies, like concert movies.
But
Like,
there's
remember
less than a
Bieber's.
half
That was a
dozen
thing.
of them.
I think there was a 5 Seconds of Summer one,
was there?
but
There
One Direction.
was-
I
think there was
remember
a
the One
Jonas
Direction
Brothers
one.
one too.
That was a while ago.
There was a Katy Perry one.
Yep.
Yeah.
It really got started with the Hannah Montana, Miley Cyrus one.
Oh,
yeah.
that's right.
And then One Direction, Bieber had one.
I think he had
Justin
two.
Bieber.
Yeah, Justin Bieber had a couple.
And I don't think, was there 5 seconds? Maybe if there
Maybe
was, I
not.
don't think it was one of these specific concert
They were always
movies.
like, I found out about them late, and I'm like, wait, there's another one of these like
Yeah.
groups of boys. Like, who are these people? Where do they come from?
Yeah. Number 3, in its 4th week of release, We're the Millers.
I love.
I held off on that movie for so long because the trailer just gave me the most raging hatred for that kid, that main kid.
Will Poulter?
Yeah, I don't know
he
why.
Was so
I have
good.
no idea. It was the part in the
Poulter.
trailer where he sings along to what's the song? I think it was Waterfalls.
Yeah.
And in the
It's
trailer,
so
I hated
funny.
him so much
Oh
when I
my
saw
God,
that, and I was like,
that-
I'm never ever gonna watch that.
You are insane.
And then like 3 years later, it was on. We watched it on demand or something, and I was like, okay, gosh, god damn it, this kid's funny.
it's so funny.
I felt really bad.
I think that is an underrated comedy. I love
I love
the
Jason
Millers.
Sudeikis though.
Yeah, he is so funny. Jennifer Aniston is great. Like I said, Will Poulter. I loved him since then. Like
No, I
think
love
he's
him now.
terrific.
Like the first time I saw him was The Revenant, and I was like, this is the
yeah.
We're the Millers kid.
Yeah,
It's like what?
yeah, he's good in dramatic roles.
Yeah. So then I went back and I'm like, whoa, this kid's also really funny.
Did you see Detroit?
No.
He's in that too. He plays like one of the racist.
I did
cops,
see him in the I remember
and
him
he's
in the trailer.
really good.
Well, he must have some kind of range
Yeah,
because like I think he was originally cast to play Pennywise in
Yeah, he
It.
was. Yeah,
He's supposed to be It. He was in The Revenant. I think he's in The Little Stranger actually.
Yeah, he
It
is.
comes out this weekend.
he's in that too.
No, he's got crazy range
Mhm.
for the kid I just hated in the We're the Millers
He's
trailer.
so funny. Anyway,
I apologize, Will. I will never judge a book by its cover again.
Number 4 was Planes.
Ew.
And number 5.
it's not. By the way,
Instructions
Planes.
not included.
Planes is not a Pixar movie.
Everybody says it is.
It's
Disney.
not.
It's a Disney animation.
I'm pretty sure that animation company finally shut down recently.
Well, yeah, it
too.
had to have been some other sub company
yeah.
because Planes and Planes Fire and Rescue, they're not like official Disney animation movies like Zootopia or Frozen,
Right.
and they're
Right.
definitely not official Pixar
I'm pretty sure
movies.
I read that somewhere that
But everybody
they finally
thinks
shut
they
down.
are. And so I would be at work at my old job, and they'd be like, "Oh, there's a new Pixar movie, right?" I'm
And
like,
you're
"No,
just, and you
no,
just
this is
want
not.
them to leave.
This is not
Yeah,
Pixar
but
quality."
Planes is really cute though.
I'm sure it is.
It probably does what it's supposed to
yeah.
do perfectly, which is just entertain very little kids.
I like Fire and Rescue a little bit more though.
And that was the sequel, right?
Would you
Yes.
watch it not with your kids? Would you just put it on and watch it and get
Fire
enjoyment
and Fire
from
Rescue, I would.
Okay, sure.
it? Really?
No, that's the test.
No, not you, not you. I was just like, the
No.
question was funny. The question
yes,
was funny.
Fire and Rescue, I would because it takes
Fair enough.
place.
I mean, I
like-
can put on Cars and watch it,
Yeah.
but those movies, they seemed like slightly grander, like made-for-TV specials. I don't know.
What are at-home movies but slightly grander made for TV specials?
Like you can tell, it has the budget of a. It has the
I mean, just
budget
everything.
of a movie for the theater, but like the story in
Not
itself
really.
is really made for TV.
I
Oh
mean,
my gosh, no! Fire and Rescue so
It-
cute,
it
but
looked-
I
it just looked like it had like a lower budget. Just everything about it was like cheaper.
I can't believe how in depth we're going with this.
okay, yeah.
Gotta get substance out of this.
Ooh, in 2013 in the top 10, The World's End. I love that.
That was a great movie.
That was
Oh,
so
right.
good.
Yeah.
That was one of my first ticket stubs since I started collecting them.
Oh,
And
when you
then-
started collecting them.
Yep.
Nice.
Let's move on to 2014.
I hear
2013 was such a good year.
All right, 2014.
2013 was a great year. That one I really.
Well,
That was a
that
great
one
year
was
for
pretty
that.
good. Not too bad.
I mean,
Had
not that
some-
weekend necessarily,
No,
but overall,
I'm having a hard time sticking just to the Memorial Day because I
Right.
just remember all the other movies in these
in-
years
Yeah.
because there were
Okay.
so many in 2013.
This one's easy. 2014. Number 1 film in its 5th week of release.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
That
Bum, bum,
Guardians
showed-
of the Gal. I think people sometimes forget just how much of a mystery that movie was gonna
Well,
be, and then
yeah.
once they saw it in
Mhm.
the first weekend, it just blew up.
Well, I mean, like we've said on here before, even for like Marvel people who like know their comics and stuff,
yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy is still a pretty obscure
Oh yeah.
property.
Yeah, for sure.
And from the MCU to just
Take
make a movie
risk
with a
and-
giant walking tree and a talking raccoon,
Yeah.
it's like
It's,
What?
Yeah. It's,
What is- who
what
are these
they
people?
Thinking?
Are these
Why
real?
are they making this? This isn't gonna work.
But I mean, at that point, they had established brand loyalty. People knew the name or the Marvel name, and yeah,
One of the
They took a big risk and it paid off.
the biggest
But it
surprise
was
of the year for
Number
sure.
1, 5 weeks later. I think what it showed was that you can have, if you have good product like Guardians in August, it can work and dominate. And that
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
August
I don't see why
doesn't
that's a
mean it's
surprise.
dumping
It's like-
ground.
that's why in each one of these Labor Day weekends, there's always a reminder that there is one not magical, but like just one movie that works. And if it works throughout like the month of August, where it's just like a dumping ground, you're going to make bank.
Yep.
Yeah.
Number 2 was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the remake. I thought the
I remember when that was-
turtles looked scary, so I didn't
Well,
like it.
I remember I remember hearing there was supposed to be aliens for a while
They were
before that
about
movie
to,
came out.
and there was such
It's
a
gonna be like
backlash from it that
teenage
they
alien
changed
Ninja
it.
Turtles or something.
Yeah, it had to be changed because there was so much backlash. over
That
it.
combined with the fact that it was Michael Bay. Yeah, I remember people were
Ugh, Michael Bay.
people
I
were
will
not
say
happy.
this. There was such a huge roller coaster for me with this movie. I heard things like, it's gonna be bad. Oh wait, no, it's actually pretty good. Oh, it's bad, it's good. And so I finally came in, I was like, I don't know what to think. And I came out being like, it's fine.
I hear that the second one's actually better.
I would-
Out of the Shadows.
I would disagree a little.
Oh. I mean, I'm sure they're both probably
but
not that great.
I think if you're a Ninja Turtle fanboy, then I think you will like the second one more.
Yeah, well, I think it's because it had Bebop and Rocksteady.
Oh yeah, they really delve into
Yeah.
its legacy more than the first one did.
Then
That makes
number
sense.
3 that year in 2014 was If I Stay.
Oh yeah, that was Chloe Grace
Moretz.
Moretz.
Yeah, and
She's so great.
There's supposed to
Love
be
her.
a sequel, but it just didn't do enough to get
I think
the
it was one of those
sequel.
like young
Teen-
adult novels that was kind of big.
And then number 4 was Let's Be Cops.
Oof.
Is that
vaguely
the one
remember
with
that.
Mark Wahlberg and
No, that was with the two guys from New Girl.
oh
I want to
yeah.
say that's a remake of a
Jake
Swedish
Johnson
movie that I
and
saw.
some other
Oh
guy.
wait,
Yeah.
yeah.
I can't
Oh.
remember who. I just remember it
Right.
having bad reviews.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
people bashed it. It was not
And then
well received.
the new offerings coming in at number 5 and 6 was As Above, So Below, and then November Man. I have no idea what those are.
No,
I only know
couldn't
the
tell ya.
November Man because I stocked rental copies. It's like a Pierce Brosnan CIA thriller thing.
Awesome.
It's just him holding a pistol trying to look
then-
cool.
Number 10 that year, Expendables 3. It's made
Rated
a showing.
PG-13?
How many
Yeah.
Without
weeks
Chuck
was-
Norris?
How many
Without
weeks
Chuck
was
Norris.
that?
3.
Wow, and wow. So the PG-13 rating must have really suffered.
It's
the
I think
movie.
it hurt it.
why would it just completely goes against the whole point of those movies, which is just
True.
have just the most overload amount of testosterone possible, match that with explosions
Yeah,
and
with nothing,
violence.
with no rating holding it back.
But why would you prevent yourself from being able to show blood?
Yeah, so unlike the first two movies, which had a longer longevity, it's clear that Expendables 3 just didn't.
Yeah. Well, I mean, also I feel like people were just done with it. The kind of gimmick of like, whoa, every big action guy.
Yeah,
is
that
in
could have
this.
been part
It's
of
probably
it too.
wearing off, but yeah, the PG-13 is.
Now it's like, what?
I don't
What
understand.
90s action properties can we remake? Let's start with Predator.
That Predator, the newest Predator trailer was pretty cool though.
Yeah,
that was their
that
best
trailer
one.
actually was
I
good.
did like that.
I
a
hope
lot
that's
more
Predator
than
I hope
I
that's
dogs.
what the movie is, but I have a feeling it
Hellhounds?
won't be.
Hellhounds? Is that what they are?
I don't know, but that's what I'm calling them.
Works with me. Cool.
My husband was like, that looks like the dogs from Ghostbusters. The dog things. It was
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh. Okay, 2015.
Getting
Mere
closer.
couple years ago. These will seem more familiar to the audience. Maybe.
Search your mind.
Maybe.
We'll see.
Wasn't that long
Number
ago.
1 in its second week of release, War Room. A faith-based film
Yep.
about
Ooh, good
fighting
old
for
Pure
your
Flix.
marriage.
I never even know what that movie was about.
I think it was I don't know. something to
Wow,
do
if
with
that
They
was
marriage.
have to do with the war room.
If that was number
No.
one, there must have not been anything.
Well, and
Well-
number 2 in its opening weekend was A Walk in the Woods. Remember,
yeah, I don't even remember
wow,
that.
I rest my case.
I don't even know who was in that.
it's A Walk in the Woods, the one where
I might
it's
like. Oh, that's right.
the fairy tale
But
with
are
oh,
you talking about Into the Woods?
I'm talking about Into the
Yeah,
Woods.
the
What's
musical.
A Walk in the Woods?
I don't know. I don't know.
A Walk in the Woods. Well, I don't know what that is either.
That was
Then
awesome. That's funny.
number 3, Straight Outta Compton. In
That's a
its
good movie.
fourth- In its fourth
movie.
week of release.
That movie was so criminally underrated to me. I thought that one was great.
I thought Ice Cube was playing his own son.
Well,
He looks exactly
close.
like him.
no, that was his son.
I know,
Yeah.
but I thought Ice Cube was
Oh,
just
I thought
playing
you-
his like
Well,
playing.
Well, I mean that
Self.
it came from Ice Cube's production company, so I believe like they cast him because they were like it only
Nope.
makes sense. But he is.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a
actually-
good actor.
He is a
too.
good actor. He's gonna be in Godzilla too.
Yeah.
The new
Oh
one.
yeah, he is. King of the
Then-
Monsters.
Mhm.
Number 4, Mission Impossible: Rogue Nation in its 6th week.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it was that long ago, but
And then number 5, in its first week of release, The Transporter Refueled.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
that
never even heard of that.
Ooh.
Was Jason Statham even in that?
No,
Oh yeah, it was a new guy.
it
Yeah.
was the new guy. Yeah.
What's the
was that?
thinking when
Who was the new guy?
companies do that? Do they, I don't know.
They need to
Yeah.
reboot it, or they need to refuel it.
Good one,
Didn't
It was
Kyle.
awful.
Thank you, thank you.
Then let's see. Nothing out. Oh, Man from Uncle was
Well,
number 8.
I still want to see that.
that one is fun. That's a fun
I
movie to
loved
watch.
that one. And I thought Army Hammer was so good as the
Oh,
Russian in it.
absolutely.
I loved it.
Yeah.
It didn't catch like an audience at all,
It
but it was
should've,
really
though.
good.
It was pretty popular on DVD though. I noticed that
It
at
was?
my old job.
Okay.
Yeah, it was kind of a sleeper movie.
It was
Good.
supposed to be a little franchise, and it just
well, because it was a
didn't make
remake.
Oh, I
of,
think I would've watched
a
another.
TV show.
Yeah, an older TV show.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
it came from like the 60s. The show,
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
believe.
but they
Yeah.
gave it that 60s vibe, and
Oh, I thought it was, and
It
it
was
was
a Guy
perfect
Ritchie
for-
movie,
Yeah,
right?
it was
Yeah.
perfect for Guy Ritchie's style.
Yeah.
Henry Cavill was in it, and
Army Hammer,
Alicia
um,
Vikander.
and Alicia Vikander.
Oh, I
yeah.
almost said Sophia Patella. That would have been
No,
wrong.
Alicia Vikander, and she did awesome. She was badass.
she
Yeah,
was,
that
she was
was-
she was
She was
taking
breaking
off
out
there.
during that year.
And then number 8 was Inside Out.
Oh my god, that movie is so
I
good.
feel
Still-
like that movie should be older,
Oh, he's
but
so
yeah,
No,
good.
that's 2015.
2015, yeah, that and Fury Road were like my favorite movies of the year.
Yeah. Man, 2015 was.
2015 was also really good.
They had some gems for sure.
I want to watch Inside Out. Inside Out's so beautiful.
It has to be
Well,
in the conversation of like top 5.
let's just
Pixar.
say the Labor Day
easily.
weekend was bad. I mean, these are pretty low. The number 1 film was
for
13 million.
for 2015, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, okay.
That was
absolutely.
rough.
But overall, it
Because
reminds
everybody's
us of
busy
some
going back to
great-
school.
Yeah.
They're like, we don't have time. And
Yeah.
there's just nothing out.
Yeah.
Then in 2016, we had the number 1 film in its second week was Don't Breathe.
Yeah, see, I
don't even
can
remember
barely
what that
recall
is.
that movie. I mean, it's another horror movie, I'm sure.
It's
but-
it's pretty good.
yeah.
It was a pretty good one. I enjoyed that.
Then in its 5th week of release, Suicide Squad.
That was not
Ew.
very good.
That
I did
was
not enjoy
the
myself.
worst.
I loved it.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, my,
Real-
nope.
This
I
one
really like
I
it.
cannot budge. It's the worst superhero movie I've ever
Yeah.
seen.
I
It's-
think because it was so bad, I enjoyed it.
It's all over the
I
place.
think it's
so
worse.
bad.
I think it's worse than the director's cut of Batman v Superman, which is saying a
Ooh,
lot.
that's saying a lot.
Batman v Superman, I have a relationship sort of like the prequels where I think it's terrible, but I can see the little like spots of like the seeds of like a good idea, you know? But everything about Suicide Squad fails. It's a terrible movie.
It's all over the place. Tonally, it tried to be a bigger story than what that group needed to have.
It brought back the beam of light in the sky trope that everyone was
Yeah.
making fun of.
You couldn't see anything
and the
during that
gyrating
movie.
like issue.
Like even you can have it
The
be a dark
characters were
movie.
garbage, all of them.
Yeah.
The editing was
Harley Quinn,
terrible.
Harley Quinn was good. She was.
She
She
looked
was-
and
Margot
sounded
Robbie
like
was
Harley
great.
Quinn. I
Yeah.
can give it that.
Yes,
I hated the Jared Leto Joker.
I'm
really,
indifferent.
I
Yeah.
liked that.
I'm indifferent.
I didn't
liked
like
that
him.
one.
I like change.
I should clarify and say
And I
I
liked
hate
how he
his
looked.
tattoos. I hate his tattoos. You know
there
what?
was a lot of people.
I'm not.
hating
I don't
that.
care enough about the movie to like get all passionate about
Yeah.
how much I hate this version of the Joker.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
But having a
But you
tattoo that
are.
says "damaged" on his forehead to me was stupid.
That's
That's just like
I'll
look
give
how
you that.
look how
Look at that
crazy he
Funko
is.
Pop staring at you,
You
right
know
now.
that he's damaged because he got it tattooed on his forehead.
Here we're gonna have the
The Joker
Yeah.
would never do that.
we're gonna have the pop figure of Jared Leto's Joker staring
I have
right
one,
at
and
you.
it's
He looks like a
joke.
He looks like a Joker henchman mini boss from one of the Arkham games.
I almost want Cody to rewatch it and come back with a straight face to tell
You
me
can't
that
sit
it's still
through it.
good.
It's so boring. It's so slow.
It is
it's
a
way
pretty
too
slow
long.
movie.
Nothing happens.
And when it does,
Nothing
it's either a
happens.
trope or it
Ugh.
doesn't make
Yeah.
any sense.
God, that movie
I'm
was
not
terrible.
saying it's,
It's
really
brutal.
good. I'm just saying it's. I don't think you guys are.
I'm saying if you watch it again, you will absolutely be on our
If
side.
there was another Suicide Squad 2, would you watch it? I would. I'd go see it.
I want to
I would
see.
probably watch it because I have to.
I want to see. There's two things for that to
No.
happen. I want to see who the director is, and I want to know what the story is. If the story is a lot smaller than what was happening in that one, then I probably will be a little bit more confident in it. But I do think it also depends on its director as well.
I also hated the just so artificial, blatant attempt to rip off the Guardians of the Galaxy's like soundtrack thing, you know?
Oh
By
yeah.
just having these
Again, tonally doesn't make sense. Even
out of-
story-wise,
yeah,
it
just-
doesn't make sense.
it's not like it's part
Great
of the
soundtrack.
movie. It's not like somebody's
I
actually
don't-
listening to
yeah.
these songs.
Like
It's
if-
just playing
yeah.
for like 20 seconds and then it'll stop. And then a minute later, we're in a different scene and another random pop song will start playing for no reason.
And it does. Yeah, it doesn't.
For,
have
and it'll
anything.
play for 20 seconds. It's
Anyway, we don't.
Suicide Squad.
Whoa.
Suicide
That's
Squad's
all we
bad.
need on that. But
we poked
you,
a nerve there.
yeah, you're like, I think it was fine.
I
What?
enjoyed it.
Oh, that is my definitive single worst superhero movie.
Number 3 that year, in 2016,
Moving on.
She's like, oh god.
was
Number 3.
Kubo and the Two Strings.
Great movie.
What? No,
It's
that
a great
movie's
movie.
fantastic.
It's a
I
great
love
Oh
that
my
movie.
gosh, that movie makes me tear up. Like,
Yeah,
it
it's a
is
touching
so
movie.
Good.
It finally made me open up a lot more to stop motion animation. I don't
What
know.
was
It
it
just
about
wasn't my
that?
thing growing up, but watching that, I just was like, okay, I'm
You didn't
on board.
like Nightmare Before Christmas or
You
Corpse
know,
Bride or any of
I'm
those?
gonna be honest. I don't think Nightmare Before Christmas is that great. It's fine.
That's not
It's
a hot take
like
to
Cody's
me as you
Suicide
would
Squad.
think.
It's fine.
I like it. I
But
don't love it.
I
I
don't
d-
understand
I don't
the hype for
understand
it.
the hype for Nightmare
I'm also
Before
not a big
Christmas either.
outside of the Batman movies. I'm also not that big into Tim Burton as
Me
well.
either. Big
I-
Fish, I love and will love till the day I die.
Really? You
Most of the
love
other
Big
stuff,
Fish?
I'm not crazy about.
Yeah.
So-
Oh, the ending of Big Fish destroys me emotionally.
Whoa,
Anyway,
really?
Oh,
Anyway, getting away from
it's-
Tim Burton.
Corpse Bride
Kubo
was
is
good
too
though.
good.
I did like Corpse Bride.
I liked Corpse Bride.
Again,
I like the music a lot.
Yeah.
Edward Scissorhands, good movie. I like Winona Ryder. I like the music.
well, Winona Ryder is great and everything.
She's
So,
great.
so Kubo and the Two Strings, very good.
Yep. Number 4 was Pete's Dragon in its 4th week.
I still want to see that.
Okay, I'm laughing this hard because I saw that with a buddy of mine because at that time he and I started our channel Movie Meals and we
Yeah.
were reviewing movies, and Pete's Dragon was like one of our most fun experiences to go to because it was just the two of us and we went to see it, and it's just so self-aware of what the movie is, and we were just having a blast because it's just this cute
What?
children's movie with like these really top-notch actors that know what they're in, so they're playing up their roles a lot, but it's such it's so enjoyable.
it's
It just
the-
is a good memory of mine.
I can't remember his other movie. It's the director of A Ghost Story, and then he's now making. I think he's directing The Old Man and the Gun. So like the most, if you've seen A Ghost Story, it's like this is the guy that made Pete's Dragon.
Yeah.
It's like what? So I really want to go back and see what he did with the source material.
It's cute. It's a cute movie.
Number 5, Sausage Party.
That movie was so stupid.
That was rough to watch.
That was just like
Yeah.
it was.
It's supposed to be funny
It was like a
and
meme on
dirty,
the
but-
internet because people
yeah.
are like, "Whoa, food orgy! It's so crazy."
yeah.
And then
it-
you go there, and the movie's just stupid. First of all, the
It's
movie's
really
really boring. You
it's
have to
really
sit through the
stupid.
whole thing before you get to it, and then you're watching it, and it's like, I
think
just
it was
kept thinking like they were making this
you-
purely to get the online reaction that they did, so that would become a meme, and I was like, that's really shallow. It was
Yeah.
If you
it-
want a
it
really good
didn't
like
work.
animated sausage montage scene, you should just watch Secret Life of Pets when they hit the sausage factory.
really, I haven't seen that movie.
You
Yeah,
haven't
I know.
seen Secret Life
No,
of Pets?
I know what she's talking about. Yeah.
so much better.
Yeah.
I
but
can
mean,
see. I
it's
do
a
not
weird
doubt that.
comparison, but sure,
Same.
it's better.
Animated movies with sausages.
Yeah, that movie was a rough one to
My
watch.
top 5 animated movies featuring sausages are.
Yeah, we'll make that list sometime.
Then some other notable ones was Bad Moms was out that year, and War Dogs, Hell or High Water.
Oh, War Dogs was the Jonah Hill movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bad Moms had some good reception at
Yeah.
the time. Hell or High Water is fantastic.
I still want to see that.
do
I
it.
really want. I
Do
love
it.
Taylor Sheridan.
Watch it right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go.
I
See
think
see
you would
guys later.
actually like Hell or High Water.
Oh, you would. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then
I like that we're talking a lot more about the actual movies just because we're starting to remember a lot more of them now. Like I'm like, that's
Maybe
weird.
you
Why are
guys
these
are.
so
I remember
much
all
more
these things.
memorable? And then I'm like, oh wait, because
Wait.
it's not that
I
long
remember
ago.
quite a few of these from 2009. Some of them,
Yeah.
not so much, and then others.
Yeah.
Okay, babies over here. All right, 2017, last year, was Hitman's Bodyguard in its
Yeah.
third week of release. I didn't think it was that funny.
No, I thought it was incredibly boring.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
It should have been funnier than it was.
Should have been way funny. I
The
should have laughed.
the interactions between Reynolds and Jackson were fine.
Yeah.
I think they were the best part for sure.
But
it,
in
no,
a
it
w-
took over because there was just nothing that
Well,
year.
in a weird way, their interactions were my least favorite part of the movie because
Huh.
that's supposed to be the best part. They're supposed to be funny.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting there watching it like it's a normal dialogue scene in
Mhm.
like a drama. And I'm like, I don't like not laughing at Samuel L. Jackson cursing. Like, I don't like
You
not
should
laughing.
laugh at it.
I should have, yeah, but
Mhm.
for some reason, I don't know.
Huh.
Number 2 last year was Annabelle Creation in its 4th week.
I still haven't seen
Yeah,
that one.
that has staying power too because that was well received.
Yeah, it was
Just as a side note, there were no new releases last year
during Labor Day.
during the Labor
Weekend.
Day.
Yeah, that's
3
why
day.
Hitman and Annabelle were able
Yep.
to stay up in the top 2.
Number 3, and the last time we had a really strong showing from the Weinstein Company,
Ugh.
Wind River,
Also a good movie.
which is a really good movie.
Yeah, I'll give them that because that movie was really good.
Number 4 was Leap, also from Weinstein.
Oh yeah, it was that That's
That one
I started
was
working
not
with you
good,
guys then,
though.
and I kept seeing
Yeah, that's when I started
a
here.
few things for it, and they were trying. to
I never
promote it a
saw
lot,
anything
but
for it. I never saw a trailer or anything. And
when
I
I s-
started working
when I
here, I'm
say
like, oh wait, what's
few-
this movie?
When I say few, it's a few. Like there
Well,
was
that
not
came
much.
out too, and I'm pretty sure the Weinstein stuff came out really shortly after that
Yeah, I had to.
because we didn't get to play it off or play anything else.
A couple
after
months
that.
later.
Wind River suffered, I think, because of it too.
I think it could have had longer legs, and I think
Yeah.
it should have gotten more Academy.
Well, yeah, I think
Oh, it
originally it
does.
was kind of they were kind of trying to campaign it for like
Yeah.
a screenplay nomination or something.
Oh, it should have.
But yeah, once that whole thing broke.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
our Oscar Buzz articles. I remember writing quite a bit about Wind River.
I remember
Yeah.
that too.
Yeah, that
No-
was frustrating.
Number 5 that year, Dunkirk.
Oh yeah, that movie kind of that held on. I mean,
Seven
again,
Christopher
Christopher
Nolan.
Nolan.
Week.
Again,
Christopher
he-
Nolan during the summer,
Yeah.
man.
they
He
last
can-
a long time.
And then
Great movie.
and then the other films were Logan Lucky,
Oh, so good.
Spider-Man:
one was fun.
Homecoming,
Not enough people saw Logan Lucky.
the
It is so
Emoji
good.
Movie, Despicable Me 3, and Girls Trip in its 7th week, which Dunkirk was also in its 7th week. And Dunkirk did 5 million. Girls Trip at number 10 did 2 million. So it's not like there was a lot of difference in between the 10 and the 5.
it's kind
For
of.
some reason, I was thinking Girls Trip was higher during this weekend. I don't know why. Oh well, that's interesting though.
Yeah.
And now we'll find out about 2018. Is
Yeah,
that
so
the
how
year
we-
we're in?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's-
2018 is the year we're in.
How about
So-
that Kin, huh?
Obviously.
Oh,
It's joining the ranks.
Well, it'll be different than last year because there's an actual release this week.
2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't, yeah, searching isn't going super wide, but
Oh, yeah, I guess I
Yeah.
forgot about that.
but it
um,
might make more of a dent than Kin,
Yeah.
based on what Eric and I found out.
Kin's nobody's gonna see that movie.
What we
Except for
found out just recently. Yeah, besides me, what we found out just recently, we saw the opening numbers for Thursday, and it showed the top 12, no sign of Kin. So we looked farther down to where
I
like
looked
the
on-
last thing we
For-
found was
a Thursday night preview.
yeah,
I looked on several different sources. I couldn't find Kin anywhere.
like
Wow.
So
literally,
maybe it just hasn't been updated.
literally the number.
But
What we found to be like the last thing was American Animals making 500 and no, that's not right. Maybe it was 500 and something on that day. Still no sign of Kin.
do people even know that Kin's a movie that's happening?
I don't think they do.
They might not.
I mean, really,
I've
when-
never seen its marketing anywhere outside of actively looking up material for Kin.
Lionsgate must have known that wasn't gonna work at all.
No.
yeah. So I think it's safe to say that Crazy Rich Asians will retain the number 1 spot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, that one magic movie that can work during August, and it's gonna take
I
over.
think it's just going to gain more steam and just keep plugging away.
It'll have a little bigger of a drop,
Oh,
but that's not saying a lot because last week's drop was like 5-6%.
Yeah.
Like it was nothing.
It was nothing.
So this is
so
probably
minimal.
gonna be, I would guess maybe like a
30. I bet 30.
no. I was actually gonna say 20.
Well, I mean, I
think
think
20.
yeah,
30's not far off.
they're
Though.
just at that point where there's nothing else out. by all accounts, I still haven't seen it, but by all accounts, it's a good movie.
It is. It's really
so,
cute.
word of mouth
and
is going to
funny.
spread. There's going to be a bunch of people who are going, there's nothing out. What's to see? And like, well, Crazy Rich Asians is good. There's really nothing else.
Right.
So I'm 99% sure it'll stay at the top.
I would think so.
I might even try and see it. I feel like I should.
And then we've got, like Mission Impossible should still be in the top 10, so that's doing pretty good.
Might stay in the top 5.
Yeah.
Poor
truth be
Ken.
told.
I don't know where
You were
Ken's
so
gonna
excited
fall.
for Ken, Kyle.
I was like when the only trailer dropped.
Kind of having a record of getting yourself hyped up for movies that don't turn out very good.
I don't.
You're hyped up for Happy Time Murders.
You
You're
have
hyped up for
to-
Gringo.
You have to Gringo. Good God.
You were hyped.
I really. Oh, jeez, don't even get me started on Gringo. Ken though, like you have to admit, like the trailer looked awesome.
The trailer, as far as
And I may
trailers
still
go,
like
I
it.
thought the
I may
trailer
still
was
like
fine.
Ken. I don't know.
I just thought
but
it looked like the most generic possible thing.
I
like-
just didn't see it as being generic. Like it
Replace
just
the gun with a crystal that gives them superpowers or whatever. People have seen this story a billion times.
I don't know, something about.
And from
it has
what
a
I-
lot going on, but for whatever reason, all the stuff that was going on, like meshed together, just wasn't working for me in that.
Well, I'm
trailer.
reading-
and again, I could still like it. I don't know, but
Yeah,
I'm definitely worried now.
I was reading a lot of reactions from people who did see the early shows.
Yep.
And apparently a lot of the movie actually doesn't focus on that main
I
kid
heard that
and like the
too.
posters and stuff,
Yeah.
which I thought was the whole
I
point.
heard they don't even focus on the gun. It's like, are you kidding me? It's
the
on
gun
the
is
poster.
the gun is the main thing that they're
It's why
advertising.
I want to see it.
But yeah, so apparently it's mostly about his older brother who's in the trailer for like 10 seconds.
I mean, that part's fine. Like that was kind of interested in anyway. But
I
you're
thought-
not showing me the kid with the cool space gun. Are you
I thought-
joking?
I thought maybe this movie could end up being kind of like Upgrade, where maybe its trailer doesn't seem anything too special, maybe even a little
Yeah.
generic, but then the execution of it is really refreshing
yeah,
or
that's
good.
I
But
hope I like it.
hey, don't let outside opinion
I'm trying.
or
No,
Yeah.
no, I'm
box
not
office
letting.
performance
I'm
sway
not,
you.
I'm not letting it. It
You're
does have me
still-
worried.
You're still hyped. It's probably gonna be
My hype has
amazing.
gotten way less than before, but I'm still gonna try. I'm still gonna go
Open
see it.
mind.
Yep.
Try to get rid of these.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm
These
not
red
worried
flags.
I'm not worried about that
So
much.
I think this will be Warner's weekend. They'll have the
Yeah.
1
Yeah.
and 2 spot with Meg or Crazy Rich Asians and Meg.
Yeah, they've been doing good.
I did not think those two would have staying power, but they're solid movies. They
Right.
work for a
Yeah.
crowd. They work for the season that we're in right now. Yeah, good on Warner's. They're smart.
Bravo.
So next week, we're probably only going to be down to one podcast because of the holiday being
Yep.
Monday. Tuesday will be too busy. So we'll have to recap next week, and hopefully Kyle will go see Ken. Hopefully Kyle will go see
It will
Ken.
make $1
Yeah.
because of my only ticket.
Yep. So next Friday, we'll have a fun podcast.
Hopefully there'll be some news stories that develop
Yeah.
between now and then.
Yes.
Oh man, it's not just the
Hopefully
movies
something.
that kind of slow down. It's everything slows
whole-
down.
this
The
time of
news,
year,
the gossip.
It just-
Yeah, it's crazy. The
comes
whole
into a
machine just
trickle.
kind of slows down.
Yeah.
Labor Day weekend, man.
Yeah, school.
We get through September, and there's some good product in October to start talking about.
I'm
Oh,
so
yeah.
excited for October.
Oh yeah, the early reviews for Stars Born. Yeah, they're super
It's
good.
looking good.
Well-
I mean, everybody was always talking it up, but now the
Right.
proof is there.
I'm kicking myself. I remember A Star is Born came out during that 1 week where it was just a crazy amount of great trailers dropped.
Yeah,
And I made a list of the best ones, and I did not put A Star is Born.
Oh,
And
great
now
trailer.
every
It
and
is
now
such a
every
good
time I
trailer.
know every time I see it, I am just like, oh.
every time I've been in the
I'm
theater
excited for
and that trailer plays, there's
I'm-
always at least one or two, usually like older women, but whatever,
I'm-
in the back in the theater, like, oh, that looks good.
Yeah, I
Her
I
voice
kick
is
myself.
amazing.
It's
That-
gonna be
when
it's
she
gonna be
starts
huge.
singing-
It's gonna make so much money.
Oh,
Yeah,
And the critics, I mean, this is super early to tell,
Right.
but like, it's not. I don't think it's out of the question to think of it, to think that it's gonna go on to, maybe it does win Best Picture. It's like that big, huge tentpole movie that also wins Best Picture that kind of captured the year. Kind of we were talking about a couple
I don't
weeks
know,
ago.
man. Best popular film. They have that category. I don't know.
Darn, I forgot about that.
Wouldn't it be crazy if Black Panther got Best Picture and something like Star is Born got Best Popular Film, and then everybody's like, "Wait, what happened?"
Oh, you have to think.
Yeah, there's
that,
another
like,
Moonlight La La Land snafu.
You have to think that maybe hypothetically Black Panther could be in like the Best Picture category, but then like Crazy Rich Asians is in the Best Popular category, and then it just causes like an uproar of it'll be
Hollywood
interesting to see.
implodes.
Yeah. Anyway, so I'm excited for A Star Is Born too, and I'm kicking myself for not including
I'm getting
that
really,
in there.
really
I
excited
don't know what I
now.
was thinking.
Well, next week we've got opening The Nun. So I'm going to say this now, our fans out there, audience. I am not going to go see The Nun.
I will
do
be
not
seeing
do
that.
horror.
I'll
I will
probably
be seeing
see
that
it.
for you.
I'll see it.
The boys are going to have to take one for the team on this one. I am not going.
I saw the first 2 Conjurings and the first Annabelle, but I have not seen Creation.
Apparently, you should see Creation instead of
Yeah,
the
the parents
first
was a
one.
lot better than
Yeah.
the first one, but yeah. Well, I guess we'll talk to you then.
Maybe I'll go see Peppermint.
Is that coming out next week?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope
Oh.
it comes here so I can see it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll bawl my eyes out in the first part and then
He'll be like, "Yeah, Jennifer,
yeah,
kill them."
Get him. Kill them all.
You go, girl.
Yeah.
It
Take
was,
revenge.
it was funny. There was a featurette that I saw of Peppermint, and it showed like an action scene where she's like, "I'm gonna kill you and bring justice to my family," and then it switches over
Is
to
that the
Jennifer
quote?
Gardner going, "Hi everyone, I'm Jennifer Gardner. I'm the nicest person in the world."
Check out my new movie, Peppermint.
There is such a difference.
Check out my new movie,
With-
Peppermint, in theaters this October or September.
I just laughed. I mean, it was no fault of anyone's. Like that's just her personality. But I just was like, such a different thing going on there. Anyway, so
Yeah. So I'll do that one. You guys go see The Nun. Ugh.
perfect.
Ugh.
Cool.
And then we'll have Thursday early shows. We have lots to talk about on Friday.
Nice.
Kyle, I hope you enjoy Kin.
Thank you.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
Sincerely hope
We
you
will-
get some pleasure
We will
from
talk to you about it next week.